look as far as playing gaps and stuff like that. So first, you need to know where your gap level is, right? So for example, this here, this is an upside gap, right? So this is the entry. This is down here. The gap's up to here, right? An upside gap. Those gaps are going to close then to the downside, right? So this will be the open of the gap, right? And this will be the close of the gap. It's the downside. You almost always are going to get an immediate reversal to the opposite direction of where the gap closure is. I've just been doing this for long enough now. I've seen it happen a million times. Like, that is a sure bet, right? To prove that point, I'm just going to go back and look at some, like, any gaps that we have, right? So for example, here, right? Let's see here. I'm just going for the first gap you see, right? Gap open, gap close when it happens, right? That's now the gap open and the gap close, it's gap down. So then you're going to get a close to the upside. Your close to the upside is almost immediately going to be met with at least downside. As you can see there's the wick. This is in the morning, right? So you see the wick. You see it get more significant downside as it goes down to 570.53, right? I could probably find another one if I just looked. Let's see. Where is there some gaps? This one was like pretty immediate, so like it's not a good example to teach from. Why am I struggling to find gaps now? Let's see. Okay, here we go. This is a gap. Gap up. Right, so gap entry level. It's a little off. Gap closure level. Right, so that's the gap that's happening when it's happening, right? Gap up. Open, close. Then it comes down on this red candle and does what? It closes. What does that candle do once it closes? It immediately rises up and continues rising, right? It goes to 570.38 or whatever from a low of like 569 and a gap close level of 569.35. So you get an immediate point, right? That's the same hourly wick, right? So that sort of phenomena, as it were, the moment I saw us touch this here, I was like, oh, this is super easy premium to pick up because we touched the bottom of the gap. We have about 45 minutes left in the day, half hour left in the day. That's a really easy way to get a bounce play because it's not going to go any lower, right? Easy as pie. So it's just using that same formula over and over.